Don't you worry, the clip's about to begin, but don't forget to subscribe. Or else, don't make me turn this website around.
Michael in Georgia, can you hear us?
I hear you guys
Right.
fine.
Awesome.
Hi,
Tammy,
Michael.
my apologies. I'm going to drop you as the issue seems to be on your end, and we're going to take Michael as the last caller for today and then get on to the Super Chat. So thanks for waiting, Michael. You had a question for the legally minded among us.
That is correct. I've come into some information where the claim is there is a difference in legalese for the words should and shall.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, those words don't mean the same thing. Like shall is mandatory. Should is discretionary. You may choose to do it. You may not do it. It's recommended. Shall would be mandatory. I mean, and that kind of textual difference in the law, it can be very crucial and critical and important depending on where it is located. So, for instance, Article 6, Clause 3 of the Constitution says that no religious test shall ever be required for any public office or trust under the United States. That means that can never, ever happen. You can never have a religious test. If it said it should not be required, maybe you could impose it in certain circumstances, right? So the founders chose this definite phrase to go into the document to absolutely ban any religious test for public office, rather than going with something that's a little more waffling or discretionary. Does that answer your question?
So that leads me into the next one, and which is dealing with the public health thing going on right now.
Okay.
What is the legal standing on the mask mandates when it's all being worded as should instead of shall?
Well, I mean, there's more than 50 different states. There's a District of Columbia. I mean, every one of those orders, and then you have the different localities, is going to be worded differently. And I don't have the ability to break those down. I would look at the mask mandate where you are and see what it says. I would also look at whether or not it's being enforced. And you could imagine wording later or earlier in a sentence or additional clauses. For instance, it might say you should wear your mask in your house when other people who are not in your immediate family are there, and you shall wear it outside of your house. I mean, and then so then you have different standards depending on where you happen to be located at the time. So I'm not going to get into parsing those different. I just can't do it without.
No. I wasn't looking at getting into 50 plus definitions.
I mean, the other thing too you should look at is enforcement. Like is it being enforced? Because even if it says should, you might have law enforcement interpret that as a shall, which can be within their ambit. Especially if you have sort of, rules that are changing quickly, or if you have a law that's then implemented with regulatory rules. The regulatory rules might change the language. It should be in this case, and it shall be in this case. That's permissible, and you see that in federal regulations all the time. So you have, for instance, the EPA interpreting the Clean Air Act that has permissible language in it, and then the EPA is saying it's permissible in this instance, but it's mandatory in this instance. So there's a lot to unpack there, and I wouldn't put too much weight in it. Also, for anybody watching, just wear a mask.
Yes, definitely. If you are unable to keep a social distance, or if you're indoors or near somebody, definitely wear a mask.
Yep.
On
Does
that note, help at all? Hope so.
Oh yeah.
You should drop
on
us
the
a hot rock.
for coffee, Tim Hortons or Caribou?
I mean, I think I would probably go Caribou. But if you go to the Buy Me a Coffee page, buymeacoffee.com/Andrew L. Seidel, it'll be a little more obvious there. But thank you very much, Michael. I appreciate it.
And I don't drink coffee, but I still have a Buy Me a Coffee thing.
I
right.
mainline coffee.
Well, I might look into a bourbon or something for you, Matt.
Tequila, Dolce Vita, silver. But anyway, I shouldn't proposition for people to send me alcohol because then I'm going to end up doing the show drunk. But anyway, I appreciate it, Michael. Thanks so much.
You guys. No problem.
And I hung up on Michael.
Hey, thanks for checking out this clip for The Line. While you're here, hit that like button, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and then share this with that bitter uncle of yours who loves talking about the good old days.